Hi YouTube friends, my name's Christine. Thanks for signing on to Yobar with Christine. Today I'm bringing you an Ashtanga Vinyasa yoga practice. So Ashtanga is a vigorous one breath, one movement flow with a set series of poses. Today I'll be moving through the standing series, and then we'll also finish with some seated poses on the mat. So get ready to really heat up your body, gain strength and awareness with your breath, and we'll go ahead and get started. All right, so we'll start today at the back of your mat. Just find a nice grounded space, feet under the hips, feeling all four corners of the feet just root down into the earth. Take a big shoulder roll up towards the ears. Exhale, release any tension off the spine and the shoulders. Just let everything relax down the back. We're gonna open our hands to the front. The palms are open to receive. Close the eyes. Take an inhale and exhale here. We're going to start to connect with our Ujjayi breath. So the Ujjayi breath means taking long, slow, aware inhales through the nose and also releasing that exhale out the nose. This creates heat and energy in the body. It helps to focus our mind through the practice today and make this Ashtanga flow a moving meditation. So we'll take a few Ujjayi breaths together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the nose. And as you exhale, you might notice a little whooshing sound, maybe just slightly constricting the throat on that exhale. That's just all part of the Ujjayi breath. So go ahead and find your natural breath, natural flow one more time with that inhale and exhale. Next inhale, sweep the arms up tall, Tadasana pose. Then exhale, swan dive all the way down to forward fold. Release any tension off the head and the neck. Fingertips are reached for the mat. Inhale, bring the hands to the shins, extend the spine and gaze forward. Then walk it out to plank pose. So in this plank pose, find one line of energy pressing back through the heels, growing tall through the crown of the head, wrapping the inner thighs into each other and engaging the legs, zipping the belly button in towards the spine, and pressing away from the mat with fingers spread wide. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Untuck the feet, press into the palms, lift the chest, inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower down, rise to the toes, shift the hips high and back, finding downward facing dog. Gaze to the hands, hover the knees, either lightly hop or step to the hands and start to rise tall. Inhale, Tadasana, arms sweep up tall. Exhale, find that forward fold. Inhale, hands to the mat, extend the spine, half lift. Exhale, step back to plank pose. Exhale, lower to the mat, untuck the feet. Inhale, press into the palms, this time lifting the knees and the hips all the way off the mat, finding upward facing dog. Exhale, rise back, shift the hips high, downward facing dog. Gaze to the hands, hover the knees, lightly hop or step to meet them. And we're going to take that through 2 more times with your breath at your pace. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plank. Lower to the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last time, find that forward fold and rise. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Hands to the shins, half lift. Exhale, plank to lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time, hover the knees, hop the hands. We stay right here with the knees bent and hips low. Arms sweep up, finding Utkatasana, chair pose. So lengthening down through the tailbone, weight to the heels. growing tall and reaching long with the fingertips. If your shoulders are tight here, I encourage you to bring those arms back, open up the shoulders, and come right back around. We're here for 5 breaths. Find that ujjayi breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. Inhale, exhale, forward fold over straight legs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back to plank. Lower just to hover this time. Inhale, slide through, upward facing dog. Tip back over the toes, downward facing dog. From here, lift the right leg tall. Exhale, bend the knee, opening the hip. Inhale, straighten out, square that right hip down. Then step that foot through to lunge. Back heel spirals down at an angle. Inhale, arms sweep up, warrior 1. Exhale, come right back down to the mat and step back to plank. Move through your vinyasa. Find downward facing dog. Start to lift that left leg tall. Exhale, bend and open. Inhale, straighten and square. Exhale, step the foot through to lunge. Back heel comes down at an angle. Inhale, arms sweep up. Warrior 1 pose. Exhale, hands come right back down to the mat. Step back to plank. Exhale, hover. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hover those knees, light hop to the hands. Arms sweep up, Utkatasana chair pose. Pausing here for 5 breaths. And just noticing already how much warmer your body feels. We're creating heat and energy flow in the body, connecting breath and body movements together. One more inhale here. Exhale, forward fold over straight legs. Inhale, half lift, extend the spine. Exhale, step back to plank and lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg tall. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, extend, square the hips. Exhale, step through to lunge. Back heel pivots down. Inhale, arms reach up, warrior 1. Exhale, hands frame the front foot. Inhale, step back to plank pose. Exhale, hover over the mat. Inhale, slide through, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last time. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, extend and square. Exhale, step the foot through to lunge. Back heel pivots down. Inhale, arms sweep up, warrior 1. Exhale, hands frame that front foot. Step back to plank and move through your vinyasa. This time pausing in downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Again, just noticing your body, noticing all of the areas that feel warmer and more open. Maybe you're also noticing areas of tension that we can work through with our practice today. Just bring your love and awareness to those areas. And inhale, look to the hands. Exhale, hover the knees, hop through. Last time, Utkatasana chair pose. Just hold for 5 breaths here. Strong, powerful pose. Option to bring those hands into the chest, releasing any tension on the shoulders and necks. Or you can keep those arms long. Exhale, forward fold over straight legs. Inhale, hands to the shins, half lift. Exhale, step it back to plank pose. Lower to hover. Inhale, slide through. Exhale, downward facing dog. And now we're going to start our sun sea salutation. So in traditional Ashtanga, we take all of these moves independently from standing mountain pose or samasthiti. Today I've combined them into a flow, mandolin style flow, so we'll be moving from one side of the mat to the other. Starting in this downward facing dog, inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. Next, inhale, right leg lifts tall. Exhale, crunch the knee in towards the hands. Step that foot through to lunge. Spiral the back heel down. Inhale, arms sweep up. Warrior one pose. Exhale, open the arms to a T, bending into that front knee. Warrior two. Inhale, extended side angle. Top arm reaches up and over. Exhale, straighten the leg, arms to a T. Chin stays lifted, forehead stays lifted. Triangle pose. Exhale, rise up to star. Inhale, reach out to all corners of the room. Exhale, goddess squat, cactus arms. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, pivot those feet to the back of the mat. Arms to a T, palms down, bend into the left knee, back arm sweeps down and brings you all the way up to crescent pose. So what we've done here is started in warrior two, pivot the hips all the way towards the back of the mat, coming onto the ball of that back foot, holding here in crescent. Exhale, hands heart center, then twist the right elbow outside the right knee, straightening and lengthening through that back leg. Find a crescent twist. Inhale, come center. Exhale, fold, straightening that front leg. Tip the back heel back down at an angle, if that feels good for you. Intense stretch, pyramid pose. Right palm comes down to the mat. Left arm goes high. Revolve the triangle. If this is too much, just bend that front knee and you can do the same type of twist here. That brings the stretch more into that opposite glute rather than the hamstring up here. Exhale, hands frame the front foot, bend the knee, come back to lunge. Inhale, find plank pose. Exhale, lower to hover. Inhale, slide through, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're gonna set that up on the other side. Then after we move through all these movements, we're gonna take this same flow, one breath, one movement. Inhale, lift the left leg tall. Exhale, crunch the knee towards the hands. Step the foot through to lunge and pivot the back heel down at an angle. Inhale, arms sweep up, warrior one. Exhale, open to a T, warrior two. So the front heel is in alignment with the inside of the back foot here. Make sure you can glance down, see your big toe so that knee is not falling in. Inhale, forearm to the thigh, top arm reaches up and over, extended side angle. Exhale, straighten the legs, triangle pose, arms to a T. And we always want to make sure in triangle pose that we're not overextending this knee here. You can do that by keeping a little bend and also hovering that hand off the mat. Also, you don't want to dip your forehead down, but keep a nice, strong, and straight spine and neck. Inhale, rise to star. Exhale, goddess squat. Inhale, open up. Exhale, pivot those feet back around to the front of the mat. Arms to a T, palms down, bend into the right knee. Back arm sweeps down as you pivot your hips back to the front of the mat. Come back onto the ball of that back foot and find crescent lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, hands, heart, center, and twist. Left elbow outside the right knee. Make sure to straighten and lengthen through that back leg. Inhale, come out of the twist. Exhale, fold forward over straight leg. Pivot the back heel down at an angle if it feels good. Intense stretch, pyramid pose. Left palm to the mat, right arm goes high, revolved triangle, gaze up. Option to bend that front knee, bringing it into a dragonfly twist or modified revolved triangle. Exhale, hands frame that front foot, find lunge. Inhale, step back to plank pose. Exhale, lower to hover over the mat. Inhale, slide through, upward facing dog. Exhale, tip back over the toes, downward facing dog. Hold here 5 breaths. Connect to that Ujjayi breath. Long and slow through the nose. Breathing that energy and strength into your body. We're going to flow this one breath, one movement now, starting with the right leg. Here we go. Inhale, lift the right leg tall. Exhale, crunch and step to lunge. Pivot the back heel down in an angle. Inhale, arms sweep up, warrior one pose. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, forearm to thigh, top arm sweeps over. Exhale, open up to triangle. Inhale, tip up to star. Exhale, goddess squat. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, pivot to warrior two, back of the mat. Inhale, pivot the hips. Come onto the ball of that back foot, crescent pose. Exhale, hands to the heart and twist. Inhale, come back center. Exhale, fold over straight knee, heel goes down. Inhale, left arm goes high, revolve triangle. Exhale, bend the knee, find lunge. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, lower to hover. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we hold for 5 breaths. Each inhale counts as 1. Each exhale counts as 1. Next inhale, lift that right leg tall, left leg tall. Exhale, crunch and step to lunge. Pivot the back heel down. Inhale, arms sweep up. Find that warrior one pose. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, forearm to thigh, extended side angle. Exhale, open up to triangle. Inhale, pivot to star. Exhale, goddess squat. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, pivot to warrior two. Inhale, hips pivot back front, crescent pose. Exhale, hands to the heart and twist. Inhale, come center. Exhale, fold over straight legs. Inhale, right arm goes up, revolve triangle. Exhale, bend the knee, find lunge. Inhale, step to plank. Exhale, lower to the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to take that through one more time. Inhale, lift that right leg. Exhale, crunch and step to lunge. Pivot the heel down. Arms sweep up, warrior one. Exhale, open, warrior two. Inhale, extended side angle. Exhale, triangle. Inhale, find star pose and sink to goddess squat. Rise, reach out and pivot to warrior two. Sweep that back arm down, rise up. Exhale, hands to the heart and twist. Inhale, come center. Exhale, straighten and fold. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, bend the knee to lunge. Step back to plank and move through your vinyasa. Find that downward dog. Last time, left leg. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, crunch, step to lunge. Heel pivots down, arms sweep up, warrior one pose. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, extended side angle. Exhale, open to triangle. Inhale, tip up to star. Exhale, goddess squat. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, pivot back to the front of the mat, warrior two. Back arm sweeps down and rise to crescent. Exhale, hands to the heart and twist. Inhale, come center. Exhale, straighten and fold. Inhale, right arm goes high. Exhale, bend the knee to lunge. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, lower to hover. Slide through, lift the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog, and breathe. Next, inhale, gaze to the hands. Step the right foot through to lunge. Then we're going to pivot, walking the hands into the center of the mat and find a wide leg forward fold. Just bring the hands to the center. Let the head hang low. Tension rolls right off of those shoulders. Find a nice stretch in the legs here. And release through the spine. Start to bring the hands to the hips. Inhale, rise up tall. Inhale, arms sweep up. And then exhale all the way down to the mat. This time, our pointer fingers reach for the toes, grabbing each toe. Once you're there, inhale, extend the spine in a half lift. Then pull down into a forward fold. This intensifies the stretch for the legs. Really heightens that awareness in the mind. Inhale, release, walk the hands to the center, then bring the hands back to the hips. Inhale, rise tall once more. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hands to the hips, lift the chest, open the heart. Exhale, hands stay right where they are as the chest tips down, releasing the head and neck. Then start to rise back up tall. Inhale, arms sweep up, this time palms touch at the top. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart and step the legs into the center. So finding Samastiti, feet under the hips. You can also bring them closer in here as well. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Next, inhale, arms sweep up tall and lift the left leg. Right arm comes to the hip. I'm trying to say things backwards for you guys, so you can mirror me. Grab onto the toe. Once you're there, lift through the chest. Press the foot out in front of you. Hold here for 5 breaths. All right, start to open that leg to the side. If you are fully extended, stay there. If you want to bring the knee in to rise taller through the chest, do what is most comfortable for you today. Extended hand to foot pose. Exhale, bring it back center. Release the foot, hug the knee to the chest. Tight squeeze here. Rise tall once more. Flex the foot. Exhale, hands to the hip and extend the leg out in front of you. Hold it up as high as you can. Breathing into the body here. Releasing tension to the breath. One more inhale and release. Step the legs out, shake them out a little bit, and find Samastiti. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, bring the right leg up this time. Exhale, left hand to the hip and reach for the toes. Stretch that leg in front of you. Hold here. All the while maintaining that Ujjayi breath. Exhale, open up to the side. Extending that leg, open the hips. Option to stay here or bend the leg and reach tall through the chest. Do what feels best for your body and try to do what you did on the other side. One more inhale here, then bring it back to center. Release the toe, hug the leg into the chest. Grow tall and flex the foot. Exhale, hands to the hips. Bring that leg out in front of you and hold. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, strength. Exhale. One more time. And release. All right, we're going to take a nice stretch for the hips here. Standing pigeon. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. This time, start to bring that left leg towards you again. Exhale, right arm comes down to the hip. We're going to bring that leg into the opposite thigh crease. So come on, bring it right here to where it stays on you. Top arm reaches up and then around the back, clasping the opposite wrist. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, release to the mat. Start to release that right arm down as the left arm reaches through to the toes. Just do your best. This is a very intense hip opener. Inhale, rise, and release. Ooh, all right, almost fell there. That's okay. Inhale, rise tall. Exhale, bring that right knee up. Left arm comes to the hip. Bring the foot to the opposite thigh crease. Top arm sweeps around the back, grabbing onto the wrist of the opposite hand. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward, release that left hand towards the mat. It may or may not touch. This is also a good one to use yoga blocks if you have them. And just have some forgiveness for your body, for your mind. Our balance is very affected by our emotional state. So if you're not there today, that's just something to notice and to be gentle with yourself. Tomorrow you can come back. Each day is a fresh start. Rise up. That's when we gain that ankle strength, rising up. All right, inhale, arms sweep up to Tadasana. Exhale, come down to the mat, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, hands to the shins. This time we're gonna walk the hands around and come all the way down to the mat and lay on our backs, beginning our seated and finishing poses today. So lower down to the mat, one vertebra at a time. Inhale, arms sweep up, good morning stretch. Fingers and toes reach to opposite sides of the mat. Exhale, hug the knees to the chest. Flex and point the feet. All right, hold that point. We're going to grab gently behind the knees and roll up to Navasana, boat pose. So the ankles are one straight line out from the knees. Arms extend along that same angle, engaging the core and the center of the body. Gaze past the toes. Find that Ujjayi breath. One more inhale. And exhale. Then hug those knees and roll back. flex and point the feet. One more time, then hold that point. Grab behind the knees gently and rise up one more time. This time we're going to find Navasana boat pose. Extend the arms long, then start to straighten the legs if you can as you lean back on those sit bones. Find an angle that works for you. Balance and strength right here. Balance, strength, and focus for our Ashtanga yoga practice. And I am shaking. Maybe you are too. Inhale, exhale. One more complete breath. This time, grab behind the knees, cross the ankles, and come through to easy pose. So from easy pose, we're going to place the palms down. Inhale, press into the palms, lift the seat off the mat, just extending through the spine here. And release. Bring the soles of the feet together, grab onto the toes, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward, Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. One more complete breath and start to rise. Legs come out wide this time. Rock forward a little bit onto those sit bones. Inhale, arms sweep up, then float forward. Wide leg seated fold. And some people can come all the way down to the mat in their forearms here. I am a person that will always be up slightly higher. And in yoga teacher training, we learned that this is so much to do with the anatomy of the hip bones and how they are placed at what angle in our body, almost as much as it does to do with flexibility. So don't be hard on yourself if you seem a little bit more or less flexible in certain poses. Those are just areas for us to work on and to grow into and to do our best, acknowledging our bodies as they are, as we were built. And we are going to strengthen and stretch them the best that we can. Inhale, rise up. Start to bend one knee. Sole of the foot comes into the inside of the thigh. Elbow falls down inside the knee. Top arm reaches up and over towards the toes. So opening up the chest here, not sinking down, but keeping that chest nice and open, even gazing up a little bit underneath that arm. Inhale, palm comes down. Exhale, front arm sweeps down and lifts you up. And gate pose is not on the Ashtanga seated series, but I love to do this pose as a counter pose to the previous one. And switch sides, bending the other knee. Sole of the foot comes to the inside of the thigh. Forearm drops down inside the knee. Top arm reaches up and over towards the toes. Keeping the chest open and lifted. Gazing up underneath that arm. This is a great one to stretch the sides of the back. Exhale, hand comes down. Front arm sweeps down. Lift the hips and open to gate pose. Lift the heart and the chest. Exhale, bring it down. All right, we're gonna come on down to our backs one more time for bridge pose. So soles of the feet are on the mat, walked closely in to those hips. Inhale, press the hips up as you press away from the mat below. Arms are down below you, head gazes straight up. Something important is we never want to be looking around the room when we're placing any pressure on the neck and the head. You can also always place a blanket under the neck to relieve some pressure and just add some softness here. Couple inhales and exhales. One more complete breath. And exhale, release to the mat. And we're not going to take a counter pose here, but just relaxing the back. Maybe seeing if you can bring the small of your back a little bit closer to the mat, reaching down into the earth. Next time, we'll take this same bridge pose, or if you have a wheel in your practice, we're going to bring the arms up, then over behind the ears, fingertips face towards the shoulders. Inhale, lift the hips tall, lifting the head and rising up off of those heels. This is full extension wheel pose. And I've found that this is accessible some days for me, and some days it is not. So please listen to your body and do only what is best for you. Start to lower slowly down. This time we hug the knees to the chest. Flex the feet and point the toes. Nice stretch for the ankles and the tops of the feet. Final poses, friends. Bring those legs up the wall. This time we do flex the feet. Option to stay right here, or start to lift the hips, bringing your hands to support the low back. This is another great one to use that yoga blanket under the head. This is shoulder stand variation here, pointing those toes up to the sky. Exhale, legs start to lower behind your head. Maybe stopping here. If your feet are hovering, hands stay to the back. Otherwise, bring those feet all the way down, and you can release your arms long, palms to the mat if you are in full extended plow pose here. One more level here. We're going to bend the knees, open them, ear pressure pose, squeezing towards the side of the head. Not squeezing the head, but just finding that full curled ball right here. Start to lift the legs back tall, hands support the back, and we're going to lower the hips and keep those knees hugged in towards the chest. Inhale, chin lifts up, tight squeeze, yogi ball. Inhale here, exhale, release to Shavasana. So arms are down along the sides, palms open to receive. Legs are long and relaxed. And just feel your whole body here, just melting into the earth. Feel the strength and the flow that we put into our bodies today, put into our minds. Maybe we were able to relax a little bit more just by being in the moment and really focusing on what we're doing. And that's something that you can carry with you throughout the day, just really being in each moment, not worrying about the past or the future, but just focusing on the breath and the body. A few moments of silence here. Breath is natural now. Thoughts float by without a care. Start to bring awareness back to your body when you're ready. Bringing small movements into the wrists and ankles and the fingers and toes. Bending one knee and the other knee. Roll onto one side in the supported fetal position here. Hand supports the neck. Press into the palm lightly and rise up to seated pose. Crossing the feet right here. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hands heart center. And we are all finished, friends. Thank you so much for joining me for this variation on Ashtanga Flow. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you feel stronger and a little bit of rejuvenated relaxation going forward in your day today. And I hope to see you next time. Namaste.